rubbing and tubbing the clothes.
We're Irish, we got it from top nuts to toes.
We come from Killarney, Kilkerry and Cork.
We know of a scam from Newcastle to York.
What's the news across the nation? We have got the information. In a way, we hope will amuse. We just love to give you our views. Erin go bra, la da dee da. Ladies and gents, drop in looks at the news. Here's our Dick and our Dan.
And now it's time for the Laugh-In News with space satellites over Earth. Tricia Cox overjoyed, Mama Cass overweight, Doc Severinsen overdressed. And now here's Dan Rowan under the gun.
And here's Dick Martin under the weather.
Washington, D.C. President Nixon today told reporters that he was extremely pleased with the country's economic outlook and was convinced that his programs to fight recession were working. He made these statements at his weekly press conference in the White Shack. Woodstock, the first annual meeting of the dissident hippie, or rather, make that yippie, the dissident yippie revolutionaries, was halted today when a group of senior citizens disrupted the meeting by behaving in an orderly fashion. However, just in the nick of time, a group of Hell's Angels broke in and were finally able to restore chaos. Good thing. As a result of an extended heat wave in New York City today, the Statue of Liberty was sighted in the harbor floating on her back in a bikini. And now here's the news of the future with Dan.
Washington, D.C., 20 years from now. Sam Shapiro, the country's first Jewish president, took office today, immediately introduced a bill to remove all Gentile congressmen. When asked why he took this action, he replied, "My mother would roll over if I didn't keep a kosher house." Yes, all right. News of the future. That's enough, Dave. 20 years from now, astronauts return to the landing site of the Apollo 15 to inspect the moon rover, the first vehicle on the moon. The astronauts reported that they were amazed at the excellent condition of the rover. However, they noted that all 4 hubcaps were missing. There are still some unanswered questions regarding the moon rover used in that recent moonshot. To clear these up, we take you now to Houston Space Center.
Moon rover, the jack is in the trunk.
Sir,
I just thought you'd like a little musical interlude there. Little song.
We loved it, I tell you.
Sir, we understand the astronauts left some things behind on the moon.
Yeah, well, that's right. We left 2 symbols of our country, an American flag and an abandoned car.
But wasn't it a very special car?
Well, actually, it was just like any other car. Something went wrong with it right away, and there was nobody around to fix it.
Well, now, didn't it come with a warranty?
Sure. 5 days or 50 million miles, whichever comes first.
I imagine it must have bothered you to have to leave it up there.
Oh, yeah, well, leaving it was no problem. No, what bothers me is I think I left it unlocked.
Unlocked? Why, the moon rover cost $8 million.
Oh, true. But we don't have to finish making the payments. After all, who's going to repossess it? Moon rover, Miami.
Further news of the future. President Henry Kissinger today appointed his new Secretary of State, JoAnne. President Kissinger also announced that his new Secretary of State, JoAnne, will not be bogged down in bureaucracy, but will report directly to the new Vice President, William Fulbright. Unless, of course, the Secretary of Defense, David Eisenhower, is available. Further news is expected momentarily from the Western White House in Stuttgart.
Hi. Busy Buzzi here from Hollywood. Tinseltown has been buzzing lately about the torrid romance of 2 big stars. Well, they finally took the big step and tied the knot legally today. It was the 3rd marriage for him and the 2nd marriage for him. Bye from Buzzi. Kissy, kissy.
And now we take you to our man in Savage, Papua for an exclusive interview with the chief of a headhunting tribe.
Chief, why do you hunt for heads?
Because very few people come in and donate them.
Hi, Big Al here explaining some of football's more scintillating signals. Oh, watch it, Lips, you're getting involved. Just before the game begins, the referee does this, which means this team is going to kick. And the other team is going to wash its face. Oh, what are you doing after the game, you silver devil? And then there's this one, which means I want my mommy. I want my mommy. Oh, I'm going to write a book about you called The Sensuous Whistle. And here's the last signal. I don't know what it means, but it goes good with a tico-tico-tock, a tico-tico-tock.
Now here's our man at the South Pole.
Here at the South Pole, it is 100 degrees below zero, and I've just stumbled upon an Eskimo who, believe it or not, is eating a popsicle.
Popsicle? Are you kidding? This is a cup of coffee.
And now for Kid News for Kids. Here's Moosey Dryer in the treehouse somewhere in Burbank.
Moosey here with Kid News for Kids. I think I'm starting to walk in my sleep again. 'Cause this morning when I woke up, I was in a gas station. Boy, was I surprised. I never been to Cleveland before.
One of London's traditional figures is the chimney sweep. Working now inside this chimney is one of these, Mr.
Blodgett. Blodgett's the name, chimney's me game. When there's work to do, Blodgett's up the flue.
How'd you happen to get into this line of work, sir?
Well, I followed in me father's footsteps.
Your father was a chimney sweep?
No, sir, he was a drunk. Every night when he got home, down the chimney he'd come.
He must have really been blasted.
Not at all. When he was blasted, which was every night, up the chimney he'd go again.
Isn't chimney sweeping a dangerous job?
Well, there is one basic thing you have to be very careful of.
What is that?
Before you start down the chimney, you have to make sure the fireplace is not alight.
I see. By the way, how wide is the average fireplace?
If you don't mind, I would rather not answer that particular question.
Oh, there's no harm in revealing the width of a fireplace.
Oh, no, sir, but I have my reasons, if you don't mind.
Well, couldn't you make an exception this once? Tell our viewers how wide.
Well, all right, you've been very nice up to now. Your average basic fireplace is about, I'd say, this wide.
Back to you, Dick and Dan.
I told you I had my reasons!
Now changes in our political climate as brought about by an ill wind.
Here's the political weather for next year. First of all, we can expect a mass of hot air in the primaries, followed by unsettled conditions at the conventions, plus numerous snow jobs on the campaign trails with a 50% chance of another high-pressure system in Washington.
And that's the way it is, Friday, December 25th, 1927.